Okay, I'm excited. I wanted to tell you my favorite sermon story that I've ever heard. It's from a hero pastor of mine. Get ready, take some notes, use it if you're someone who preaches, or I hope that it impacts and speaks to you like it has for me. It's changed my life. I come back to it often, almost every month, to be reminded of the potency of this story. It's called It's Him Again. And it surrounds this book that this theologian wrote that is with the same title, It's Him Again. And he talks about the people of God and all of us, you and me, we're all master detectives. Think of Sherlock Holmes. We're all master detectives, and the author encourages us to have eyes of master detectives to see and know how God is working in the world. You know Sherlock Holmes, right? He comes onto the crime scene. Nobody else can figure it out. There's signs that this is maybe the act of a past suspect, and they leave their trademark sign in this crime. Sherlock Holmes comes in. The math goes on in his head. He has master detective eyes. He pieces things together and says, I think that this crime, it's him again. That same suspect, the one that had done the same thing, there's signs that this is the same suspect working. I'm hoping that this is painting a picture for you. And so the author compares this to us. We are master detectives. So he starts this way. In the beginning, there was nothing. And then all of a sudden, like in a snap, a word from God, and there is everything. The master detectives were we're clued in on what's going on. Sometime later, there's this old couple. 100 years old, 90 years old, man and woman. God has promised them a baby. They have no clue how this is going to happen. And all of a sudden, once again, in a snap, they have a child. And the master detectives look on and say, how is this possible? This old couple has a baby. What? Well, maybe it's him again. Maybe the creator of the universe, maybe he's the giver of the baby. I think it's him again. Sometime later, Moses, you know him very well in the Exodus story, he's bringing the people of Israel out of Egypt. They come face to face with this wall of ocean, Pharaoh and the Egyptians behind them. Moses steps out with his staff, faith in who God is, presses it into the ocean, and the waters part. The master detectives are there again saying, how is this possible? How did the ocean split? How are they walking on dry land? Perhaps it's him again, the creator of the universe, the giver of the baby. He is the one that parts the ocean in two. Sometime later, this is one of my favorite stories. The prophet Elijah is in a duel on a mountain, face to face with hundreds of prophets of this false god. Whoever's God lights the sacrifice first that they have made, that's the God that is real, the real and true God. The false prophets have cut themselves, put sacrifices, screamed, yelled, moaned for their God to light the sacrifice. Nothing. Elijah, confident as all, he puts the water, a bucket of water, on his sacrifice and says, boom, God, light it. That's my favorite prayer. And the fire from heaven falls. The master detectives, they show up again and say, how is this possible? Fire on a wet sacrifice out of nowhere against hundreds of false prophets of this false god? How? Perhaps it's him again. The creator of the universe, the giver of the baby, the one who parts the Red Sea, the ocean, he's shown up again. It's him again. He's the one that lights the sacrifice. Sometime later, 3 of God's chosen men have defied the Babylonian Empire, and they are face to face with a fiery furnace. The king throws these 3 men into a burning cauldron of fire. He takes some time, the king, and looks in to see a 4th person with the 3. The master detectives bring in a cut-off sentence. They look in, and when the king says, who is this 4th one in the fire with those 3 men? The master detectives pop their heads in and say, it's him again. The creator of the universe, the giver of the baby, the one who parts the ocean, he lights the sacrifice. He is with these 3 in the fire. It's him again. The Bible continues, and in one of the most pivotal moments of all of history, a cry is heard in a feeding trough for animals in some manger in a random city called Bethlehem. The master detectives show up, along with shepherds and wise men, angels singing in the background, and the cry of a baby is heard. The master detectives, they walk in. And what do they say to this baby? It's him again. The creator of the universe, the giver of the baby to that old couple, the one that has parted the oceans and lit sacrifices, stood in the fire with his people. He has shown up as a baby, but this is not just any baby. It's him again. The creator of the universe, made flesh, has come to be with his people in a new and fantastic way. And when we open up the Bible and read it, we too can say, oh my goodness, it's him again. These are not just disconnected stories. They are all tied together beautifully like a tapestry. That baby grows up, and the storm clouds are brewing, and he is hanging, now Jesus, on a cross. And he says, Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. Thunder and lightning. He is ushering in a beautiful new kingdom. All things are being made new. The earth begins to quake. And he is forgiving the sins of the world. We stand below that cross. And what do we say? It's him again. My encouragement to you is this. We are still master detectives, and God is still moving. So, when you're in the drive-thru blessing the car behind you, when you're a mom, and in a beautiful way you're changing the diaper of your child, taking care of them, when you bless someone with an encouraging word at work, when you text someone and say, I'm thinking about you, I love you, the master detectives show up. They say, who is the one causing that beautiful work? How is the love of God breaking out in that church community, in that home, in that family, in that drive-thru? And us, joining in with centuries of others, the master detectives, we say it's him again, the creator of the universe, the giver of the baby, the one who parts the seas, stands with us in the fire, came as a baby. I mean, he lit the sacrifice. He hung on a cross. And now all things are being made new through you and through me, breaking out. And so when we forget, we need to put on those glasses of Sherlock Holmes, of the biblical master detectives. And when you see it, look around. And be reminded this isn't just a separate occasion. It's part of this tapestry with a large title that reads, It's him again. It's him again. Breaking out, making all things new through you and through me. It's my favorite sermon story. It brings all of the Bible together. It reminds me of how God is working now, and that I have a challenge, you have a challenge, to be master detectives, to write down when God is working, and write down, it's him again. I've seen this sign before. I've seen this revival or miracle before. It's him again. I hope that you're encouraged by that. All right, catch you in the next one.